Good morning. Here's a bowling ball being blown with a leaf blower. Don't know what the next giveaway car is going to be, but if you want to find out as soon as we do, it's going to be right down here. Click on that link and you'll be first to know. And now, the greatest car Chrysler ever made.
This is it. This is Chrysler's high watermark. Their greatest creation. No American manufacturer got closer than Dodge to punching Honda in their reliable, revving face. Cheaper than a Civic, as fast as a Civic, revs higher than a Civic, more eye-catching than a Civic, as reliable as a Civic? No. But the Dodge Neon was Bruce Wayne in Frank Miller's Dark Knight, in the climax, that iconic frame of Bruce punching Clark in his Boy Scout face. The greatest. You're feeling it, Honda. What the rest of us live with every day. Even though Iacocca stepped down into an advisory role with Chrysler by 1998, his influence was all over the Neon. Iacocca said on Charlie Rose that one time, he said to Charlie that the key to success in the domestic market is to build a small car that Americans want to buy. The Neon was that car. The Neon captured our imagination. It looked so whimsical and happy. Remember the ads? It was just the Neon's face, just like this. And the text, "Hi." And unlike cute designs that couldn't back up their looks with guts like the AMC Pacer or Pinto, the Neon could move. That's good. Good stuff. Two engines were available for the first-gen Neon. A single cam, aka a one-slammer, that needed a head gasket at 60,000 miles because Chrysler didn't make a head bolt hole deep enough and near cylinder number 4, so the bolt bottomed out. The head bolt bottomed out. Couldn't put enough torque on that corner of the cylinder head, and over time the head gasket blows right there. So the solution is to replace the Mopar 1-ply gasket with a 3-ply gasket, and that makes up the difference enough that the head bolt can be torqued down to the correct spec. This isn't the one-slammer, though. No. What you see here is the American B-Series. Fight me! Fight me, it's as good as a B-Series! And it feels like it. I'll lube you up and make you smile in the bathroom at church. This is the ECC double overhead cam, 2-liter, 150 horsepower at 6,500 RPM and 139 pound-feet of torque at 4,800 RPM, sequential fuel injected, 4-valve per cylinder, aluminum intake, lively fighter engine. Look at the tack. Do you see a red line? Nope. Wikipedia says fuel cut is at 7.2, but we found it at 7,500 RPM. So really, it just goes to 8? Yep. Oh, bounced off it at 7.5. All right, so that's where the red line is at 7.5. Red line kicks in at 7.5. Still though, that's still Honda territory. Thank you for letting me do that.
No problem.
And this was just a cheap car in the 1990s. And this Neon was modified also in the 90s. Fully clear taillights. A vanguard of coolness back then. And now, this is like the kid unironically wearing a Nintendo Power Glove to school. Dual-tip catback muffler. Every manufacturer sold these in the Web 1.0 days, and they go... But, up front, this is a true cold air intake. See? See, the tube goes way down underneath the headlights, away from the radiator. If you can see the cone air filter, it's not a cold air intake. This radiator is also a Mishimoto aftermarket, and the kayak rack on the roof is a pain to take off so it stays on. And the hood is a true carbon fiber replacement. Yeah, it still uses the Mopar waste spark ignition, but, it's fine. It works. Strut tower bars, front and rear. Okay, pay attention. Strut tower bars, but stock ride height. Stock ride height. Stock ride height. Strut tower bars, stock ride height. Kiss me. Suck my ear. Tell me about your day. Tell me about your day. Ignore my erection. Stock ride height. Take corners, make mistakes, run off the road, hang two wheels in the dirt. You won't scrape. Don't slow down. Don't slow down for railroad crossings. Send it. Drive over mall speed bumps. Straight on. What a luxury. And the shifting. Yes. No snatch. Doesn't fight first. How did Chrysler manage to make one gear shift, one stick shift manual transmission feel fantastic and never do it again? And the Hellcat was all right. That's because the Neon is a DSM car. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. It's a DSM. I bought a Neon and I want to be part of the cool DSM club with all my friends who bought the fucking Eagles and the all-wheel drive turbo vehicles. I want a Neon. The dick, this is a DSM. The first-gen Neon was a Chrysler-only platform. And while the engine has some Mitsubishi blood in it, it's still an American engine. In the 1990s and early into 2000s, you could see Neons on every corner. Even Saturday Night Live had used the Neon as a lowball joke on a skit about goth kids being losers and driving loser cars. Normies bought these things, well, everybody bought these things. Chrysler said it was as good as a Civic, so people treated it like a Honda. They didn't change the oil. They smoked in them. They shot up in them. They threw up. They slashed the seats after their breadwinner didn't text back. And they slowly returned in the earth. And of course, once cash for clunkers came around, you stopped seeing first gens. Leave a peppermint stick and shove it up my dick. I love the styling. Soft and approachable. In the 90s. And this is so weird. In the 90s, when homophobia was institutional, Chrysler found a way to sell a delicate car design to men. In 2021 and very soon 2022, manufacturers are inclusive in all the correct financial ways in the ads and on social media, but to sell a car, they have to give it that Eminem, emotional outburst, aggressive, angry headlight styling. The Neon didn't need all that. It had Mr. Rogers' friendliness all the way. The Neon even had its own spec racing series in the backronym named Neon ACR, American Club Racer, and F me, I want to get my hands on a Neon ACR. Oh please, how to find one. You can't find them. They were made to be raced and blown apart. They were like a base model interior with all the best suspension and of course the best engine. And Neon ACRs, they are the Integra Type Rs of the domestic market. Neon ACRs are even more sought after than SRT4s. But this Neon build right here is pretty much an ACR with the double overhead cam and the bracing. One thing I super like right here that's hard to get, look at the HVAC controls. I know it has the 3 dials, but look at the directional blend door. You have spaces in between foot and head and foot and head. You can mix it almost any level and you can do that. Spaces in between. It's brilliant. And maybe I do idealize 1996 to 2000. Maybe on the elliptical machine, I do listen to Len Steal My Sunshine and imagine I'm hearing it for the first time on the way back home after placing second in, gosh, we weren't TOB, we were USSBC in competitive marching band. But coming home with that trophy, getting to second base on the bus, and then someone's having a sleepover after it. Screw you. I am imagining that. I really love Mambo number 5 as I enter a bowling alley and the black lights are already on. And you spot friends from outside your immediate social group and they're happy to see you. Maybe I am still listening to Ben Folds, the song Philosophy, and we're outside Rita's Italian Ice or the no-name putt-putt golf place. And here comes my good friend Eric in his Dodge Neon. He just happened to be cruising through and saw us and stopped, and it turned into a party later that night. We were unbound. We were unmonitored. We were untraced. The world was full of possibilities, and in many ways, that was true. I will wear a Hawaiian shirt to a pool party and play Fly by Sugar Ray on a Panasonic CD boombox with a coat hanger soldered onto the antenna nub. I will drive a first-gen Neon into the rosy sunset where I can rewrite my past. Imagine I was back in freshman year marching band with my 40-year-old knowledge, knowing that my permanent record doesn't matter. Only your practical skill set does. And your personal network. Make as many friends as you have. That matters even more. And every single one of my tormentors will go on to live unremarkable lives. Imagine how carefree high school would be if you knew that. And in a 1998 Neon, you can know that. Forget building a time machine. Mopar already did. A Neon is as sweet as you remember. Buy it. They still haven't peaked. Everybody's going nuts for Japanese cars, but people have yet to realize the beauty of the first-gen Neon. In a Ferris Bueller way, if you have the means, I highly suggest picking one up, because life moves too fast. It moves too damn fast. 6 to it. That's great. Passing people. Still not at red line, still not at red line. Oh, I gotta slow down. Oh, I actually got a brake on an uphill. It's carrying so much momentum. There it goes again.
Neon, base sport or Highline. With a quarter mile in 15.9. More 90s than a JDM, like the short-lived Honda Beat. And we don't need high stress to influence our mood. 'Cause we don't know, should we idealize the past to just digest the present or return to a life